The Bengals are able to keep T. Higgins for another year at a cheaper rate than what he was hoping for or expecting. He has officially been franchise tagged by the Cincinnati Bengals.
Sad.
$26.2 million franchise tag for T. Higgins, second year in a row. This second straight year with the Bengals have used it on T. Higgins. Remember, last year he got franchise tagged, and we saw a vlog from he, and I believe his mom even tweeted, and he was like, I'm going to be a professional. They tagged me. There's a lot of money. I'm going to show up and do my thing. He did. Then we thought maybe he was going to hit the open market. The open market would have been very good to T. Higgins. Certified number one in everybody's eyes, hasn't been able to unless Jamar Chase hasn't been on the field. Doesn't matter who's in the field or who's at quarterback or who's doing what. T. Higgins has done a fantastic job for the Cincinnati Bengals and has been a consummate pro in their locker room. I think from all the videos we've seen, he is beloved by the boys, which is a big deal, especially at the wide receiver position. There are teams that would have been willing to pay him a lot of money, including the New England Patriots, as Boston Connor literally just sighed because of franchise tag. But this means absolutely nothing. Franchise tag can be traded. No deal has been done, and T. Higgins hasn't signed a franchise tag. So what this means is Cincinnati Bengals want to keep T. Higgins in their world. Will that end up being the case whenever the season starts out? TBD, AJ Hawk.
TBD, and we hear their front office talk about, hey, can't keep everybody, right? We got these stars. It's a great problem to have, but we got to find a way to pay these guys and keep them happy. We got Trey Hendrickson, Jamar, that they're going to have to figure this whole situation out. And I would imagine 26.2, that's a great number for 1 year, but he knows, like, hey, I want some job security after that as well.
Yeah, this is exactly what Schefter told us, because I did sigh, and I am pissed off about it, but then I immediately thought, Schefter told us last week at the Combine, this was kind of always the plan, was that he would get tagged, in that if he is going to get traded, it would be a post-franchise tag so that they can get some sort of, compensation in return for it. Now, who knows what that is? You would assume it would be at least a second and another pick after that. But, it's just a bummer for T. Higgins, man. I want that guy to get paid $30+ million.
There's some rule, man, we think he's earned it, and obviously that's a wide receiver market currently. That's a lot of money. 26 point whatever is a lot of money as well. Long-term compensation is what he's thinking about, because you can get hurt in the blink of an eye in this world, especially in football as a whole. The trade clause thing after you get franchise tagged, we looked into it when Lamar Jackson was going through his thing, and we thought that the NFL rules stated like it had to be at least 2 ones or something like that. Turns out that's not real. From what we've heard, that is very negotiable. Like, teams can trade anything basically for a player as if he was on the roster. So we will continue to try to get answers on that whole thing, because if you franchise tag a guy, that just extends your rights of him through free agency, basically. So now,
for those picks, that has to be it's like an offer sheet. Like, T would have to sign that, and then the Bengals would have to be like, okay, yeah, go ahead, take him. We'll take your ones or whatever. But they could just work out a trade without him having to sign that.
Yeah, it's all a negotiation. Everything's still just very much an open negotiation for T. Higgins as a Cincinnati Bengal.
Yeah, if we look up the Titans' L'Jarius Sneed contract or trade negotiation, he got tagged and then traded last year to the Titans from the Chiefs.
And T just tweeted the words tag, TAG with a period, so I don't know if he's happy about it or he was just breaking his own.
I think he's probably breaking his own.
Oh, no, that's like Tag, you're it.
It's a good movie, too. Tag, by the way.
Yeah.
Great movie. Remember, we mocked that movie.
That was great.
True story.
And it was actually great.
Yeah. It's a great movie.
It was a great movie. It didn't win any awards, I see.
No, it didn't.
Too enjoyable. So, T. Higgins franchise tag, what are your thoughts?
To everybody's point, I would love to see him hit the open market and get paid. He is in a very, very, very good situation for a wide receiver, being with one of the best quarterbacks in the league, being on the other side of Jamar Chase, who's getting a lot of those same coverages that Justin Jefferson was talking about, a lot of double teams and triple teams coming off a triple crown year. And, a lot of people say, certified one, if he goes to another team, he's a one. I'm always kind of in the boat where I got to see that to believe it. But talent-wise, he definitely has all the tools. He has the height, has the strength, has the play speed, has the hands. I would love to see him get his just due on the open market. But it looks like he's either going here for a year, hopefully gets traded, get paid somewhere, or has Mike Brown already said there's no long-term contract happening in Cincinnati?
Nope, I don't think so. They've been very open. Ideally was the word that everybody was using at the Combine when they were speaking at press conferences. Hey, you going to be able to get a deal done? Ideally, we'd be able to get a deal. Ideally, we'll be able to get it done. Ideally, everything is is in play. I think everybody was saying that, not just the Browns or the Bengals, I'm sorry. But it's like ideally is a situation that doesn't deal with reality. You know, like you're not going to be able to get everything done. I think that is kind of the convo.
Yeah, Duke Tobin said he wanted to get a long-term deal done with him and also make Jamar the highest paid non-quarterback in the league, ideally.
That's tough.
That ain't happening.
And ideally, what's that?
He said that's cap.
That's what T said.
That's T said?
He did say that's
Okay,
cap.
yeah.
Cap.
I doubt that.
Cap it up.
Capping. And then Schefter comes on our show and he goes, I recently learned what the cap means. Basically means he's, and we cut him off, bullshit. He goes, yeah, it's crazy that this is but this is real world.
Yeah.
That is the player communicating with the world their opinions. Just so happens to be
Straight up.
capping, dog.
Yep.
Dummy ass cap.
This is a part of being successful. It's not easy. Niners going through it, Bengals going through it. Obviously, the Indianapolis Colts are going to go through it here in a few years.
Few years, few decades.
2 years away.
2040 going to be a brutal year.
Yeah.
It's going to be a tough offseason.